Hello, welcome back, dearly beloved souls. Today we're going to address the feeling that so many of you have, which is, I don't fit in here. I don't belong here. So many feel like they're here on the planet and they don't really know why, or they don't really feel connected to either their environment, the way Earth works, like life on Earth works, the 3D life, and they or you may have had this experience maybe even from early childhood onward, that you kind of feel like you're on the wrong planet. And today I want to address this, and we are actually going to look at this from a perspective that can completely solve this issue for you within the next 10 minutes or so, right? So when we look at these statements, I don't fit in here, and the sentiment, the feeling, the emotion that comes with it, and the experiences that contribute to that feeling or that are the result of that feeling or thought or sense, usually it's kind of more of a sense, then we see that this can be very difficult. It can create a lot of difficulties for a human life. Now, from a soul's perspective, what I want to share with you is, if you feel this, you could be a starseed, you could be a wanderer, you could be just a soul on the spiritual path, or a soul not on the spiritual path, but still feeling like you're not fitting in, you have not fitted in school or in other social settings or in your family, then take this, and the first thing I want you to do is honor that sense or that feeling. It's okay to feel that, and it's probably correct that you feel that, and not just probably. For every one of us, it's actually true. We are not here. We do not come here. And this is the journey of the soul. We do not come here to fit in. Okay? I'm saying this, and you can feel what you feel now while I'm saying this. We do not come here to fit in. We do not come here because we belong to Earth. We come and we go. So Earth is not our home. No, it isn't. The soul is on a journey. And I want you to look at this now from the soul's perspective, from the eternal journey's perspective. You did not come here to fit in and to be comfortable within the group settings there are, the social settings there are. That's actually irrelevant whether or not you feel like you belong to a certain group. It can make life easier or more difficult. But in the end, you came here to experience one part of your soul's journey. One part of your soul's journey. And those people who feel like they fit in all the time, who are really these group people, who are always the one not really visible because they're always in the middle of the group. These are often souls and experiences that are not very, how would I say this? The profile of those experiences could often be very watered down and mellow because they're like swimming within the swarm. They're not expressing their boldness enough to actually not be part of the masses, not be part of the group. Because what's happening in 3D life here is the masses, the mass consciousness, the majority of people, where they're at is very much stuck in the middle. Like in terms of profiling or in terms of polarizing towards the positive or the negative, they're very much kind of stuck in the middle, doing a little bit of this and that, but they have no clear intention yet expressed and set forward into motion of where their soul's path is supposed to lead, right? So that means that those who are always kind of in the middle are also often in mediocrity. And mediocrity is not something, despite what society may want to suggest to you. It's like, stay mediocre, stay in the middle field, and don't be too visible, don't be too far behind, just be invisible in the middle of it all, and then you're fine, and then you're safe, and then it's okay. This is actually not how we grow and learn on the soul's journey. And the soul's journey is very individual and very particular. It's not a group journey, even though we may have a soul group, but it's not a group journey here on the planet. Where you're at in your evolution is very specific to you. And so therefore your path and your growth and your direction is very specific to you. And that's why a lot of you who are actually waking up, who are becoming more conscious about who and what they are, about everything that is spirit in this world, the energy, the vibration, the frequency, how it all works actually, and becoming more aware of the divinity, the higher dimensions. The more this happens, the less you fit in. Because the group consciousness or mass consciousness or collective consciousness is not there yet. And so, of course, you don't fit in. Of course. And this can start in early childhood or throughout your childhood, teenage years. You may find that you have completely, or you have had completely different interests to others. Or that you experience your internal life so much more profound and deep and present than you witness in others of your age, especially if it's about, pupils, young people, teenagers. A lot of you who are listening to this right now have had those experiences when they were younger. They didn't fit in. They felt like they didn't belong. And oftentimes, and that's so sad, it's like when they start to ask the question, you may have asked that question, what is wrong with me? Why don't I belong? Why am I not accepted? Why don't I feel or am interested in what they're interested in or what they seem to feel and enjoy? Why am I different, and different in a negative way? Well, let me tell you, it's not different in a negative way. You're actually leading the way for the group to follow later. With you honoring your soul's journey wherever it is, and your specific frequency and vibration and topics and themes in your life and quests, by honoring that, you set examples for those who are to follow to actually leave the masses as well and depart on their own journeys. And we can see this, for example, in fairy tales. The heroes is never like, the hero and his clique, as in 10 guys around him go out and they're all the heroes and they all conquer this or that. Apart from maybe the Three Musketeers or something, usually the hero is one and he goes out alone. And usually the hero, we see this even in Beauty and the Beast, where the village where Beauty lives in, if we've seen the Disney movie, that just comes to mind now, right? This is spontaneous. We see that she is not part of this village and she wonders how come they're all so content and this is like all they want and they're in these little lives here and I don't fit in. And they say, she doesn't fit in here. She is strange. She is weird. She feels alone. She feels like she doesn't belong. And yet great things are awaiting her, because what she is doing and what she's not allowing the setting or this need for belonging to do to her is to give up on herself, to betray herself, to belong. Now that's only one example. But the essence is that if we are faithful and loyal to ourselves, to our inner voice, to who we are, we can accept that we don't feel like we belong and that we don't fit in. And we can actually say, I'm not here to fit in. I did not come here onto this planet, into a human incarnation for so and so many years to fit in. I have completely different things to do. I have a lot more worthwhile things to do. That's why I'm here. And I'm on a quest to find out what they are. And my internal voice will lead me, not the group that I belong to will lead me. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know it for themselves. How would they know it for me? So I am here to walk my path, to write my story, to leave my mark, to explore who I am and manifest and bring into the world the expression of who I am. My divine essence and energy wants to be expressed in this incarnation, wherever I'm at on the developmental level or stage. That's what wants to happen in this life. That's what I want to happen. And so I take back the reins again and I tell this society in 3D world, thanks very much for putting out the request for me or the expectation that I should fit in no matter what setting. I politely decline. Thank you very much, but I choose my path. I will not prioritize fitting in over walking the journey of my soul and finding my purpose and living my purpose, living the life according to what's within me, just to please those around me and to say that I fit in. It's about priority. And you have every right to make your inner voice and inner guidance and your own path your priority. You do not need the approval of others. No societal structure, no group, nothing. You don't. You need the approval of your inner voice, of your higher mind, because that will lead you to where it is you actually, like the true self actually wants to go. Now, of course, we can have lifetimes, many lifetimes where we do fit in, and where maybe nothing is more important than to fit in, because maybe our survival depends on it, or maybe it is just so important, or the consequences of not fitting in would be so detrimental that we have to make every effort to fit in. But if there is any freedom in the choosing, and you feel like the groups that are around you, the settings that are around you, they're not compatible with your way of thinking, your way of vibrating, your way of being, your way of feeling, your way of viewing the world, your interest, anything, then it's okay. Then in no judgment, like non-judgment is crucial in this. You bless everyone around you that you don't feel like you fit in with. You bless them. You allow them to be wherever they're at, because that's no less or better than where you are. But you honor your own path, your own truth, with no resistance to not fitting in. Because that's often the hardest bit, or what creates the most suffering. It's not even the not fitting in. It's not accepting that you're not fitting in. Because suffering is created through resistance. So once you accept, okay, so I don't fit in. something here lets go, releases some tied up energy. And in that release, truth can come forward. So it's like, okay, so I don't fit in. Now the next thing often is, what's wrong with me? And you can blame yourself, you can feel rejected by the outer world. But more often or not, it's not the outer world rejecting you. This is just the mirror of your inner voice saying, this is not a match. It's not fitting together. This vibration is not fitting with that vibration. So you get back the echo from the outside world. This is not working, right? That doesn't fit. And just because they're more than you are doesn't mean you are wrong. Neither are they. No one is. Everyone is where they're at. Again, acceptance. As resistance fades away and acceptance comes into its place, suffering leaves you. And you feel no longer hurt or weighed down by the fact that you don't fit in. You accept it as part of your journey. And you will find companions on your path that you do click with, that you join with, that are meant to be there for different stages of your path, to create different experiences. You will find them. You will meet them. But they don't have to be the ones that you grew up with or you were forced to be in groups with, in classrooms or in clubs or wherever, or in your workplace even. They don't have to be the ones. So it's okay to not fit in. And as you release the expectation to fit in, as you release the statement, then something must be wrong with me, as a false statement, it's all fine, all well, nothing wrong with you, we're good, then you can actually no longer be preoccupied with these feelings or concerned or wondering, why is it? It doesn't actually even matter why it is. Honoring it, releasing the resistance, and then taking it and saying, right, where does it lead me? If I cannot rely on the groups that I don't fit in, where does it lead me? It leads back to you. That's what it does. It leads back to us. It leads back to the connection with the greater. And that's exactly then where you're meant to be. So allow it, honor it, rejoice in it, be happy about it. And sometimes if you feel like you're rejected or excluded from groups, or you feel like you're on the periphery, come back maybe internally with no resistance, with kindness and warmth, and say to yourself, I did not come here to fit in. I came here to be me. And embrace that. And being you means being the loving self, being the wise self, being the true self, being the kind self, being the free self. That's what you came here to be. Feel that. And then you will no longer be concerned with, am I part of the group or not? Am I part of this social class or not? You won't care, because you will see that something else is a lot more important. The journey of your soul. I hope this helps. Feel free to let me know in the comments below. I'm going to love you and leave you for today, and we'll talk again next time if you want to.